Now in my last video I talked about Diddy Combs and Cassie Ventura, and when I watched that video back I realised that the whole time I've been making that video I was thinking of one word, and that word never seemed to come out in that video. There was other things that needed to come out in that video, and the fact that it hasn't come out in that video means that I have to make another video. There are people talking out there and talking about people is terrible stuff. And if anybody talks about you to your face, and you're not allowed to answer them back, you don't stand up and say, "How dare you talk about me like that to my face? Say those terrible things about me. How dare you, you bully." This is the word, bullying, bullying. And I'm afraid that everybody is getting away with this. In the political arena, everybody has become a bully, because the Rachel Reaves of this world will just cry their way out back to the family and leave politics, and another bully will take her place. And in the end, there's only bullies in the political power process, because that's what power is. Pushing power against others, that is by definition bullying. And so I watched this woman, is it Badenoch? I don't even know her name. She's a wicked person, yeah, and she's a bully. Every time she stands up and speaks in Parliament, it's just pure and simple bullying, non-stop bullying, nothing but bullying, yeah. Now, I watched not Keir Starmer, compared to them, Keir Starmer is submissive. He's a submissive. What he does is he avoids the question, yeah, by changing the subject. You escape from the bullying, yeah. You just change the subject on them. It's kind of like the opposite of bullying. It's submissive avoidance. Submissive avoidance is what it is. This is also a terrible thing. Terrible thing. It's a kind of negative bullying that defeats bullying. If you take this stuff, what happens is you end up crying. That's what happened to Rachel Reaves. She didn't stand up and say to Keir Starmer, "How dare you not protect me in the face of that woman? How dare you?" Why doesn't she say that? Is it because she's not allowed to speak? Is there some oath she's taken that says, "I will not defend my honour"? And why is the Speaker of the House allowing these people to bully instead of answering the questions or asking simple, polite questions? They're resorting to bullying. And then they're putting everybody else. Rachel Reaves is just a slave to everybody. She can't help herself. She's incapable of doing anything in the situation she's been put. She's been made to swear oaths. She's been talked about to her face and not allowed to answer. And she's had the Prime Minister, who's supposed to defend her, not answer the question as whether he's going to keep her or not. And so she's got traitors all around her. And she can see nothing but treason to herself personally. Okay, I'm very upset about this, yeah. How dare they treat anybody like this, never mind a woman, right? And the other terrible man from Reform, I don't even know his name, the devil himself, Nigel Farage. He's just ready to step in and put the knife in, you know. Oh yeah, let's back the bungy and bungy her some more. Bungy her some more. Now that's even worse than bungying in the first place. That's cowardly bullying, piling on, yeah? When the bungy beats up the little person and then you all pile on afterwards. You don't have to take any risk, you just pile on. Now that's Nigel Farage, yeah? He's worse than a lot of them. I'm sorry, it has to be decent behaviour from somewhere, yeah? Now what these people are doing is far, far worse than anything that Diddy Combs ever did. Because these people are supposed to be the best that we've got in our country. Diddy Combs is just trying to get himself out of the gutter. He's a black man in America, you know. 99% chance you're going to be in the gutter. He's managed to drag himself out. He's probably had to do a bit of bullying just to get fed, to get to himself to where he is. These people, the Nigel Farage of this world, they're born into the lap of luxury. They've never had to struggle in their life. And they're just bullying because they don't know any better. They don't know any better. They haven't been taught properly by their parents, yeah. They haven't been brought up properly. And they're all copying each other. And as you have this behaviour in Parliament, so everybody copies it. Yeah. And the best of all this bad bunch shouting to be heard amongst the sounds of not ideology, bullying, clashing, bungies clashing. Above the sound of bungies clashing. Now it's the same here. It's the same in the EU, although there's less of it there because they've all been prevented, put down, eliminated from those sitting at the table. There's only that lady from Ireland who's got anything to say, and she's a bully too, yeah? She's a bully. And it seems that bullying is the only way people have found to move forward now. And it's a matter of understanding that you can't shut up and be bullied. You have to call it out. You have to say, don't bully me, you bully, get out. And the start of reforming this is to reform the Speaker of the House. The Speaker of the House has to do what I've just done. You need to make somebody like me Speaker of the House. As soon as these people open their mouth, they shut it. And if they open it again, they're out. And if they open it after that, they're out forever. 3 strikes and you're out. Now, if one brings discipline to childish people, and that's what they are, they're just a bunch of kids arguing and fighting in Parliament. If one brings discipline into it, then some better behaviour might be discovered, yeah. And it's necessary to pull them up on everything, yeah, on everything that isn't constructive. You know, you can have a rule that says you cannot make non-constructive comments in Parliament. Now that's a reasonable request, right? If somebody's just being obstructive, You're out. Now, the American Senate isn't quite as bad, but it's not much better. The very, very worst example in the whole world is the British Parliament. I've never seen anything like it. I've watched it off and on for probably 15 years, and it was really, really bad 15 years ago, and it's twice as bad now. And so there's nothing constructive going on there, really. It's just a free-for-all, really. And it's no holds barred, and hey, you can strike a low blow, yeah. A knife in the back is no problem at all for any of those people. And the bullies who are getting away with it, they're enslaving all of the ordinary people around them. Because that's what bullying is. Bullying is telling people what to do, putting people down, cancelling people, not giving them a chance to speak, to reply, interrupting them, changing the subject. All these are aspects of bullying. Trump is a bully on the world stage. He's bullying on the world stage. He's dropping a big bomb. It's a bullying act. Yeah. Now there are those who are bullying, and there are those that are going along with it. Yeah. Not saying anything about it, just drifting along with it. That's slavery. There's many nations doing that. There's France, there's UK Starmer. When it comes to international bullying, there's the EU, there's Canada, there's Norway. There's all these places in the world, they're all going along. They're just drifting along with it. We're not saying boo to the bully. We're not saying, hey you, no bullying. No. So they're all slaves. They've all been enslaved by the bully. And that's what Diddy did to Cassie. He bullied her into submission. And that's what she did back to him. She ignored him to submission. She ignored his bullying to his submission. She did the opposite of what he told her, to his submission. They're both bullies. A bully just wants their own way, and they don't care what they do to get it. For Starmer, it's easier to change the subject. For someone else, it might be easier to beat them into submission with words. Let's have a look in here. The I Ching might have something to say about it. It's a book of wisdom. It says here, through gentleness, the ear and eye become sharp and clear. The yielding advances and goes upwards. The yielding advances and goes upwards. It attains the middle and finds correspondence in the firm. Hence, there is supreme success. So, it's like water, yeah. Water doesn't get its way with fast, strong action, bullying action. Water just passes over everything, and finally it wears away a mountain completely to a plain. Yeah, it achieves its result over time. And the bungy is just a short-lived thing. It bungies and it disappears. It bungies and it disappears. Gentleness achieves its effect like water. Gentleness, not hard like rock. And all these hard politicians, this hard Trump fellow, yeah? But then you don't want this soft, this horrible soft Macron jellyfish, yeah? You want the gentle. It brings to mind that Chinese leader of the Chinese people. Gentle, yeah. Putin is gentle also. Who else is gentle? Not with flabbiness, not with... just gentle. Yeah. The representative of Iran, foreign minister. He's gentle. Trump is a bungy. All his team are bungies. The one who shines out better than the rest, what I feel, is Marco Rubio. He's only young, but perhaps he's developing in the right direction. He's gentler than some of the others. J.D. Vance is probably too gentle. Elon Musk is gentle. Now, we're repeating this word gentle, right? Because there's a certain thing. There's a gentle lady and a gentle man, right? And the gentle man is the human being worthy of respect. And it's not the hard bungies of this world that obtain the position in nature of dignity and respect. It's the gentleman. The gentleman is the foundation of royalty, of aristocracy. Aristocracy is based in gentleness, not in bungying power, Macht, not in Macht. There's no virtue in Macht, in bungying, there's no virtue. Bungying is a vice, it's vicious. Now we have to learn to censor the bungy. We have to have the courage to say no to bungying, to call it out wherever we see it, in word or deed. Today it's mainly words, bad words, bad words. It's untruths and lies. It's disparaging comments against the dignity of individuals. It's always a crime against the individual. There can be no crime except there's an individual involved. If you say all blacks are blah blah blah, that's not a crime. Not a crime. If you say this person is blah blah blah, that's a crime. That's a crime. When you single out the individual, that is the evil. Not when you single out a group or a race or whatever. That's not a crime. That's a generalization. You can say, well, that's a generalization, yet I don't fit the generalization. There's no reason the individual should associate themselves with the generalization. When people say, oh, white men are bastards, I don't take offence at that, but if somebody says, you are a bastard, get the hell out, yeah? Generalisation doesn't hurt anybody. It's when it's pointed at an individual that there's harm. And bullies always point their weapons against the individual. They don't say the Labour Party this, the Labour Party that. They say Rachel Reaves this, Keir Starmer this, whatever that. They're all personal attacks. And they should be forbidden in Parliament. Should be forbidden anywhere, actually. You know, there's a thing called the personality of Godhead, the Brahman. Because in the Godhead there is no personality as we know it, the conventional personality, the egoic, self-conscious mind. It doesn't exist in the personality of Godhead. And I wish you all the best and wealth, health and happiness in the personality of Godhead. Thanks for watching.